on this is people ask me, as an entrepreneur, what advice would you have? And I always focused on how I was going to acquire my customers, because you think about the what all the time. Like, what are we producing? What are we offering? They always say, who's your customer avatar? But how are you going to reach them? If you just put a website up there with the billions of other websites, how are you going to get there? If you just post on Amazon, if you just are another one of the 8 billion businesses on Amazon, how are you going to stand out from your competitors? And so it was a really important piece. And I actually chose to go to conferences. I felt like it was face-to-face, in person. And, I walked away with hundreds of leads at a time. And so that was how I built my business. And so I always encourage people to think when they're, when you're starting a business, or even I still am trying to think about, how are we going to acquire our customers? How do you separate yourself from the noise?
I think that's fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. Lisa Riggs joins us here on the big broadcast, and she has got just an amazing, amazing piece of business here with a sock subscription box, which is absolutely amazing. 2 pairs of premium socks with limited edition designs that remain a surprise until the package arrives. And monthly subscriptions are $18 or less. Most companies only offered gender options, but Lisa and her folks have men's, women's, unisex designs, the whole 9 yards. So why did you decide to do a subscription box for socks?
Well, socks are what we do, and I believe in doing one thing and doing it to the best of your ability, because I've always had people ask me like, oh, when are you going to add beanies or t-shirts? And I'm always like, well, I'm going to stick with socks. And as you said, they're crazy popular. They are expected to be a $60 billion industry this year, custom socks, $60 billion.
Just amazing.
So people love them, right? And we wear them every day. So there's a lot of practicality in it. But the subscription really was being able to offer something that people could give as a gift, that people could buy 2 pairs a month instead of having to buy in bulk our custom pairs, and just expanding, that basically expanding more into like the B2C market. A lot of what we do is B2B. And so being able to work directly with B2C, we're really excited to take that on and offer them some really fun socks.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. Lisa Riggs is with us. And she is the CEO of Spirit Socks USA. And so how in the world did you, figure out what conferences and all these different things to go to when you first started putting this all together?
Yeah, I mean, I do have to admit, as an entrepreneur, a lot of my strategy is trial and error, which isn't always the best, but you have to try it to see if it works. And so when I started in that fundraising field, I would go to like a PTA convention. I found out Texas really, really likes their stuff. Like they like their brand. They want their stuff all over everything. And so the Texas PTA convention was a fantastic convention for me to go to and get into those schools and make socks that, had their mascot on it and all that good stuff. But I did go to some conferences that didn't work, and I didn't end up with leads, or enough quality leads from them. And so it is really a trial and error, but I think, finding one that is, a good cost, that doesn't require you to pay a $2,000 membership for a year. Some of them require you to join an organization. There's a lot of options out there. And so I think it's just really finding like your market and exploring different markets through the conferences. It's a good way to do it.
So what were some of the conferences that you went to that didn't work for you?
I tried recently, before the pandemic, I guess that's not so recent. I tried the ACA is the American Camp Association, because I thought, I mean, who doesn't want socks for summer camp, right? They have them, and
you would think that would be a kind of a no-brainer or whatever there for that.
Thank you for validating my idea. I was wrong. They're not super interested. So, but that's okay, and there was another one I went to early on that was like fundraising focused, and it just wasn't, the socks weren't really a fit. They were looking more for software, or they were looking more for, a gala event. And it wasn't, just handing out, or doing like donation incentives. And there's a lot of things we can do to fundraise with socks, but it wasn't something that was their cup of tea.
Well, that is interesting that the campers were not big into socks. I
Yeah, it's
guess
my opinion that the campers would have loved them, but it was the people buying them that didn't.
yeah.
That's my opinion.
We have got a great guest with us today. Lisa Riggs joined us. She is the CEO of Spirit Socks USA, and she joins us here on our big program via the magic of the old Skip Skype. Yes, the old Skype-a-rooney. So, talk to me about how you go with your themes. How do you choose your themes? Because you could do all sorts of stuff. What is that like as far and how far in advance do you do all that?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have to plan it out a couple months in advance. In fact, so April with Earth Day and I consider it Earth Month, we're actually going to do eco-friendly bamboo socks. We're going to do a bamboo athletic and a bamboo dress sock in celebration of Earth Month and Earth Day. We haven't figured out the designs yet, but that because of the bamboo, we actually have to dye the bamboo. It takes a little bit longer. So it's something we're planning for now to have ready on April 1st. And that is really what we think about, like what's important to us coming up in May, what's important coming up in June. How can we make the box something that's relevant and people are going to love? And so, I'm not sure. We may do something for Mother's Day because it's May. Father's Day is June, 4th of July. But again, we're not going to do the typical, something you'd expect. We're going to be as creative as possible with it. So it may be related, but it's something that that everybody can enjoy too. We want to make sure we appeal to all age groups, as many age groups as possible, and across gender and preferences. So we try to keep it in that kind of neutral but creative and fun.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Lisa Riggs is with the CEO of Spirit Box USA. She joins us here on our big broadcast. So when you started this company, what was some of the things that you thought would happen and what ended up happening?
Oh, that's such a good question. It was a while ago. I didn't think it would be as hard as it was. Like setting up the manufacturing relationship was very, very difficult. I found, especially walking in as a woman into a very predominantly male industry,
Yeah.
I definitely had a couple of obstacles and hurdles to overcome. I didn't expect that. I've always grown up as, I never thought I was less than because I was a female or a girl. I've just never thought that. And so walking into these obstacles or these rooms where I've been like, oh, okay, it makes a difference to the people around me that I'm a female. And then how do I adjust to that? So that was definitely something that was unexpected. But it's fine. I'm prepared for it. I use sports often because I love sports so much to relate to people and try to get, on an even playing field or something. That was definitely something. I did know it was going to be hard. I didn't know, actually, one of the things I didn't know was how happy I'd be when I actually got a sale. Like my first couple of sales, I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. And I still have that. Sometimes I see people wearing my socks and it's like, oh my gosh, like I had this idea and now they're out there. We've got hundreds of thousands of pairs across the world right now. And that's mine, and so I never anticipated that. I never expected that. And I never anticipated like the really great people I've gotten to meet. That was, it's just been an unexpected gift for sure. Like I get to meet you today, right? Like who would have thought when I started this thing 7 years ago?
So, what are some of your plans moving forward as far as like the business aspect of it?
Yeah. So the plan, basically I want every marketing and HR manager to know that we exist. I'm trying to compete. Yeah. I'm a small woman owned business. And so trying to compete with not necessarily Stance and Bombas, but trying to get out there more and let people know that we're here and we offer a quality product at a very reasonable price. And let them know. But I think most importantly, what we offer is our customer service. Like I actually really do care. And I make sure my employees, we care about our customers. We want them to have a good experience. And I think that's sometimes not a given when you're working with different suppliers at this point. So those are the goals, is to just continue to get our message. We also give back. We donate 5% of our profits to providing socks to the homeless in America. We've donated across thousands and thousands of pairs across the country. And so the more people work with us, the more good we can do in our communities. And so spreading that message as well.
I've always wondered how that works from a business aspect, the whole taking a certain thing. I've always thought, like, when like a major multinational corporation says they donate,
yeah,
I'm assuming what they do is they give a certain amount of money, and then they're hoping that when they have like customers roll up the amount to a dollar figure or whatever, they can make their money back that way. How does it work with a small business, though?
Well, it was a piece of who I am. It is very important to me to try to make the world a better place. And I know it can sound cliche. It's truly who I am, and it's what I raised my children. I taught them to be that way. And so I knew in starting a company, I needed to do something that would give back, that would have meaning and be important, help improve people's communities. And so it's just, I get requests constantly to donate socks. Socks and underwear are the two most needed items in any homeless shelter. And so I take those in and I evaluate how much we're able to give. And then we've made socks. We've had leftover socks in inventory that we've donated, but we make sure that they are no less quality, no less anything than we would give to a customer, because it's really important that it's even, that it's equal, and something that we wouldn't. Yeah, I don't want to say
that's awesome. No. I just have always kind of wondered how that works from the small business aspect of
it's
of
something
the whole
that
donation process.
Yeah, they definitely put it out there and then don't do it. I make sure that it's documented, and I let people know we have donated this year. For me, often I do it at the end of the year because A, it's the winter, but B, then I can evaluate like how much should I donate based on how our year was. I've always donated more because it's just who I am, and when people ask, and I can see what good it can do, I can. In fact, I've got 350 pairs going out this weekend. We're going to be donating to women's and children's shelters in Nashville. And so I just do the best that I can to continue to make the world, to continue to help where I can. I also carry socks in the trunk of my car because I have seen, you remind me of the rap guys who are literally selling their CDs out of the back of their trunks. You're literally selling socks out of the back of your car. You're good. I'm not selling them. I'm giving them, because I actually had an experience where a homeless man walked in front of me, and he had bags rubber banded around the bottom of his feet, and the bags had holes in them. And I was just heartbroken. And I thought, here I am, I own a sock company, and I can't give this man a pair of socks. And so I will never make that mistake again. I carry socks in my car. And so when I see people that need them, I hand them out. And I actually encourage everybody else to do that. We all can go to Target and get a 12-pack of Hanes and have them, where if we see somebody who needs them, we can hand them out. It makes a big difference in for their health. And it's something that is easy to do.
That's awesome. Well, Lisa, before we let you go, how do we get in touch with you on the web and social media and everywhere else?
Yeah, so the company, thank you for saying it a couple of times, it's Spirit Socks USA. Socks is SOX. And so everything else from there is pretty easy. The website is spiritsocksusa.com. My email is lisa@spiritsocksusa.com. But on our website, all of the information is there. We've got a lot of photos, and easy to hit a button to contact me or get the phone number.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, you have yourself a wonderful day. I definitely will be in touch, because I would love to have you back on here in a couple months or so to kind of give us an update on everything. But thanks for being with us, and thanks for making some time, Lisa. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There she goes.
Bye.
That is Lisa Riggs, the CEO of Spirit Socks USA. And we are going to take a brief time out. And when we come back, we're going to figure it out. Still to come in this hour, the fantastic Roger Homefield will be with us. Joe Citizen himself will be with us here on our world famous Jaguar Radio broadcast.